Tony, Kyle and Ty made the big free throws at the end, but it seemed like it was DeAndre who carried the team for much of the second half. What were your thoughts on his play?
Yeah, I thought he made some really good plays in the high post, low post. They were mixing in some zone and some man-to-man, and we were trying to, get the ball moving, stretch the zone, and then get him, him or anybody really touches in the high post. And then a lot of times when you touch the high post, they would match up and play man, and that's where, depending on who's matched up, to be aggressive and try to make the right play. And certainly DeAndre did that. That's where he's very good in that high post, whether it's a one dribble pull up or a hard drive. And we needed that because when you don't shoot the ball particularly well, and we got some really good looks, that challenges you when people are packing in a zone or doing what Notre Dame did. And they played so much better than we played them the first time. I mean, they were scrappier and competitive, and they have ability. Guys can make plays. They're coming off of an ACC win. So they challenged us in that regard, and I think it's good for us. Okay, the shot's not going in. Are we going to be sound? Are we going to stay together and come up with big stops or find other ways? And that's part of maturing as a team.
Coach, you said you wanted to get some movement, but it didn't look like you guys were satisfied with the type of movement you were getting for long periods of time. You kept hearing pace, move with pace. Is there a challenge to doing that against zone, because you also have to kind of be gapped up and spacing out?
Yeah, I think we got some really – we just meant the ball more. I mean, definitely flash, get in there. And, again, at times they were going man-to-man, and they were matching up. So you needed to move some bodies, overloads. But I wanted initially – we just wanted the ball to move, again, side, top, side, stretch it, and then get some flashes into certain areas that were scoring areas and play from there. And I thought we had a couple beautiful possessions in the second half of zone offense. So it was a little more the ball, but whenever they did go man, then it was trying to move the bodies with it.
Every time that they kind of made the run, you guys hit some shots to get a little distance, but 39-30, it looked like you might be in position to kind of pull away. Is it a concern at all that you weren't able to put them away, or just a credit to the way they played and some shot making?
It's a credit to them, and you never apologize for a victory in a league like this. So, and I don't, and that's good play on their part. And yeah, a couple of turnovers, a breakdown or two defensively, but we made enough plays and made the free throws. But we were up, I saw 10 with 5 minutes left, 4:54, and yeah, you would like to have, every time gotten a shot and make them earn. And they made a couple plays, but concern, yeah, you want to clean that up and be better. But again, we did enough against a team that was playing very solid.
Tony, what were your observations of your troubles against the press there late, and then your description of Kihei's pass to Kyle that barely beat the clock?
Right. I think Kyle was probably, it was 23 I saw, so I think Kyle kind of waited to get it over and make sure he touched it, I think, across half court. But first getting it in, we called the timeout. We had to get it in after we had an untimely turnover, and then they scored. But yeah, we sometimes you gotta, after a pass or two, it's got to be aggressive down the sidelines, and we were flirting with another turnover. But it was actually a heads-up play by Kihei to do what he did, and I think Kyle, he tried to get over half court, but it makes it a little more dramatic. So why not, right?
Talk about what you're thinking with Kyle going to the line, and also the fact that he played 40 minutes.
Yeah, again, sometimes against a zone, you're not moving quite as much, and he's a well-conditioned athlete. There's a lot of timeouts. We used the timeout to rest, and I just felt like that was important for him to be out there and stretch the zone. And obviously, he was 4 for 4 down the stretch. Well, yeah, he's 4 for 4. So, he was. He did what he needed to do and made up for that turnover we had late. Oh, yeah. No, he's a good shooter. And I think it's so good to be in those spots. I mean, you like guys with touch at the line at those times, and I don't even know what he's shooting this year from the line. You should be able to call that right there. All right. 85. Is he really? So 85%. And but I think it's good to be in those spots, and he seemed pretty calm and knocked, I think, one, because it was a soft touch, hit front rim, back rim. But those were big free throws that we made.
Tony, we saw Mamadi come off the bench for the second straight game. Do you have an update on his health after that? Right over here.
Okay, sorry.
Is he fully recovered from that collision from the other day?
Oh yeah, no, he was. He could have gone in, and then he was a little fuzzy. But we after the Carolina game, he was fine. So, and played with that. So did he look fuzzy? Are you saying today or not? I'll tell him you said that. See what he has to say.
Tony, the turnovers started creeping back there in the second half. How much of that would you say was self-inflicted as opposed to Notre Dame kind of getting in the lanes?
Couple of them were. Couple of them were good plays on their part. We had 2 turnovers in the first half, right? Or no, none. Again, it was mostly against the zone. And then, that Kihei, I thought, there was a few that were problematic that need to be, you got to get a shot up, especially when you have those leads, and those were the ones that were that I think were self-inflicted more. Couple, that was a good play that they did to Kyle, but I think most turnovers are self-inflicted. To be honest, that's the way I look at turnovers, because there's always a sound way to get it out, and the number was lower than before, but that's something we'll keep working on.
Tony, we saw Jay and Mamadi on the court together early in this game. Given that they're probably going to be the front court starters next year, how important is it to get get them some experience going into next year?
Good experience. I'm not even thinking about who the front court starters are next year. They're both talented players. This was a game in Notre Dame where they played Mooney, who can shoot the 3, is averaging 16 points, 13 rebounds in ACC play. He's kind of a stretch 5, if you will, who's got inside-outside game. Harder matchup, and then the rest of the guys, DJ Harvey's playing the 4, Goodwin, so they stretch you out. So it was tough matching up, having 2 traditional bigger guys on the floor. So that's why you didn't see that much. And then I thought we had some opportunities to get on the glass where we didn't against that zone. But like I said, I'm worried about now Virginia Tech, so I'm not sure.
Jay didn't return in the second half. What would you say to him on the bench there when he walked off the court? Jay didn't play in the second half. When he came off the court, you said something to him on the bench. What would you say to him? Do you remember?
I can't remember. So maybe if you read my lips, you can get it next time. So.